There's no sound on anyone.
There we go. Now you can hear me. I'm so glad that we had closed captioning, at least. You know what? Since this is a live broadcast and we have the magic of being able to do it again, that's what we're going to do. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody. We are back, this time with audio. It's not like I've done this once already today. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us today. We are so excited to have you. We are back with our Monster of the Week campaign run by the wonderful R Justice 282. We're going to be starting on our third case together as investigators. Just a reminder for everyone watching, either on Twitch or on YouTube, this is normally a viewer-affected game. However, we don't really have those in effect for this game since it's not something that we play quite as regularly as the other ones. But you are highly encouraged to go ahead and talk about your favorite charities with us and listen to some of ours. And instead of giving us bits or subs today, I highly recommend going to our favorite charities and maybe giving them like a $5 to $10 donation. If you're able to do that. It is tax season, and you know, you need a little bit extra to hit that $250,000 cap, I believe it is, that you have to meet for your taxes. We'll help you with that. We'll tell you some great people to go give to. With that, I am going to go ahead and hand this on over to RJ so he can take us through and introduce us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our new Halcyon Bureau of Paranormal Investigations. Just a small content warning whenever any new viewers come in. Exclamation point CW to review these, but there is going to be some death, some religious theming, and some body horror, because I'm all about that body horror. So, for those of us who, well, we'll just get into it. It is a slow Monday morning at the Bureau. Angela has called everyone in to her office, into one of the meeting rooms for a briefing on a new case. She stands at the front by a projector, clicker in hand, her blazer thrown over her shoulders and arms crossed. And she looks a bit annoyed at the moment. Also in the room joining you is Victor Young, who has been on a few cases with all of you. And he's sitting in the back with basically a stenographer's typewriter, and he's taking down notes during the meeting. Angela clicks the clicker, the projector changes slides. And so we've been getting reports from the Church of the New Flame, where some of their patrons have been experiencing some discomfort during and after their masses. Click, and you can see as the slide changes over from this new, like what looks like a newly built church, to the interior where there is mass panic. Everyone is like getting up to run towards the exit. Pastor Gideon has hired us on to check around, seeing as most of the patrons were affected, except for him. Didn't see anything, but apparently there was a wave of fear that washed over the congregation. Because this is a special interest case, and she grits her teeth into a smile, we are getting some outside help hired on. Agent Phillips, if you will.
Thank you very much. A man in a suit walks in. He's got a pair of sunglasses sort of clipped onto his front pocket, and he's just very like clean shaven, clean cut, super generic. He does have a wire hanging from his ear, and he just sort of walks in and says, I'm sure that the Anomaly Assessment Agency will be very happy to be involved in this particular case.
Quite. And for just a refresher for everyone else, let's get a description of everyone, please. Let's start off with... let's go first. I'll start calling names. Nose
I'll go
goes.
first.
Jen, is that it?
I'll go. Miss Jacqueline Bauer is not super tall. I'd say she's probably 5'5", but about average height. Slim build, redhead, with a very preppy style about her. Always in heels, always a bit snooty. She's currently thumbing through her little black book, and she gets to a name and leans over to Eunice and just goes, Now see, I thought that was him. He has an X next to his name, not a star sticker, so you know that's never a good sign.
That doesn't sound great. So speaking of Eunice, yeah, hi, I'm Mabruk. I'll be playing Eunice the Heavy. They are slightly below average height, pretty like well built individual with olive tan skin. Their hair is black, pulled into a ponytail, and they have unusual golden eyes. Other than that, like, yeah, clean facial features. Yeah, no. I'll just keep an eye on him for the time being. What do you think, Devin?
Devin looks up. She is a 5'5" woman, blonde hair, kind of bright green eyes, and she's looking at her bag. We're getting somebody new? Okay, looks around. Are you the new person? Looks to Agent Phillips. They're the new person, right?
Yeah, he's from AAA.
That's a castle in Scotland, somewhere in the middle of a lake. Closes the bag.
It's also the sound he makes when he chews. Says so right here.
You hear a very loud snort from the back of the room.
We have been debating changing the name of the agency, but the Bureau of Anomaly Assessment didn't go over well either.
Yeah, that's very...
Were you
very
talking
sheepish.
about it over dinner, honey?
Who names these agencies?
Wings, 8 hours before the game.
Panic messaging at 1 a.m. By the by, this is what the agency's named.
Well, I will be very pleased to be working with you all. I'll let you know that the agency has a particular way of doing things. So don't be alarmed if I have to call in every now and then.
Call him what?
Events, make reports,
Oh,
ask for backup if necessary.
Eunice does that.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Oh, the
Also,
agency is well aware of you.
I'm usually the backup as well, for myself, which is weird. But it
the
kinda
agency
works
is
out.
well aware of you, Eunice, actually. We're very impressed with your work.
Oh. Eunice immediately just like holds themselves differently. Like they were like looking at you as like a, you know, gonna be like a snarky like person who's like gonna be above them, but now like, okay, I'm gonna actually be nice. Oh, okay.
Jacqueline, I hope
yes.
you can keep things professional.
I mean, of course, honey.
And Devin, this is the first time I'm meeting you.
Good. Do you have coffee in your coffee grounds?
Coffee in my coffee grounds?
Yeah, sometimes you can get non-coffee coffee grounds, and it's weird.
Yeah, the non-caffeinated, it doesn't do the trick from what I
It's
understand.
abomination to life itself, so don't get that ever.
I've been taking a lot of notes on your
Mhm.
doings, Devin, and I'm starting to find the pattern.
Thank you, Eunice. I appreciate it. I added a new one to my repertoire,
Oh,
but that's okay.
okay. More to
Pulls out a mushroom. Aren't they cute?
Can I identify what kind of mushroom is this? Is this? No,
Mushroom,
maybe it's for the
like-
better.
It's just a little button mushroom you can buy in a store.
Okay.
The sliced shiitake mushroom from like the blue packaging.
Oh boy.
When Devin produces this mushroom, there's like a moment from Agent Phillips as though you're like taking out a gun, where he just sort of like reaches for his like waist for a second and then relaxes.
You want mushrooms? I mean, I have other kind of
Oh.
mushrooms.
No, if I need mushrooms, I can get them issued to me.
I can
You-
just give them to you for free.
See, around here, we kind of help one another out. We don't actually, have to go to the bureau for every little thing.
I see.
We're all the bureau, kind of.
No,
I-
I understand that completely.
I also have other things if you want to, relax.
I'm plenty relaxed as it is. Thank you.
Not during work, Devin.
Don't worry, Devin. I think,
yeah.
Devin, I think this one's a lost cause. And Jacqueline's just going to open her. She's just going to show you the page from her little black book with her notes on how a former
Oh
date
my.
between her and Agent Phillips went.
Looks
Yes,
up in the
there's
book, looks
evidence
to
of drug
Phillips.
paraphernalia.
It's not drugs, honey. It's holistic.
Agent.
Why?
Holistic paraphernalia.
Jackie, why did you date this one?
It was. She's gonna take Devin by the elbow. It was one date and it was awful.
I'm trying to steer the attention back to Agent Anila. So where's the church located?
Just outside of town. You can take a company car.
So done with our shit.
If you need any assistance, of course, Agent Young will be on call. Good luck.
Oh, honey, we don't need luck. We're the best at the agency. We're professionals at this.
Literally took on Krampus.
Exactly.
Yeah, that still is. I'm not over that yet, but we're.
There's a small, smile that cracks the veneer of this serious woman. Oh, I wonder who told you were the best in the agency. And then she leaves the room.
Tells me I'm a good agent.
Oh, excuse me, Agent Angelo, before you leave. The agency has asked me to inquire about the state of Mr. Blues.
Well,
There's kind of a rumor going around that he's been compromised.
any and all internal affairs can be directed towards looks over to Victor. He gives a thumbs up over to Mr. Young over there. If you file the correct paperwork, we cannot disclose any personnel information at the moment.
Paperwork.
You
You really need
bureaucrats
to
are all
streamline
about
your
that.
processing.
Well, that's how we do things around here. Have a good day, Agent Phillips.
Thank you, you too.
Do we call you Secret Agent Man or Agent Phillips or Phil? Roger?
Agent Phillips is fine, but if
Phil.
Phillips works better for you, that will be fine as well.
I had a really big Robin Williams moment where it's like, oh, what'd you prefer, Philly?
No, that's the wrong character.
Okay, so you don't drive, Jacqueline drives, I drive only if it's emergency, and Eunice shoots our tires out if it's absolutely an emergency.
Absolutely true.
From the back, there's a hand raised.
Nope.
I drive just fine.
Yeah, Jackie drove quite well last.
Mhm. And I
Yes,
have the biggest car.
No,
have my
that's
license.
not what I'm asking. Eunice shoots your tires out if there's an emergency?
To blow up the car.
It depends on the emergency.
Mhm,
Sometimes the car itself is compromised because of the thing we're
mhm, mhm.
tackling.
We put it as a roadblock. I shoot up the tires. I blow it up. We run away.
Phillips has a moment of confusion when you use the word compromised for a car, and then just sort of passes on that.
Did have that infestation of spiders in the car. That was unacceptable.
Oh, I did hear that you had a pest problem.
Yep.
We took care of it.
Pest.
Yeah, Mom and Dad
imagine-
weren't happy.
I imagine you are all walking and talking while you do this.
Yeah.
I know some of you have beginning of mystery stuff, so roll it
Mhm.
now if you wish.
Should I describe it before I do so, or should I just go ahead and
Do so, yeah. Describe what your move is.
So, I get tell the name. When I'm in good standing with my sect, here it is the Bureau. At the beginning of each mystery, I roll plus charm, and depending on the roll, I get some help or something bad happens. So the fun thing is, I have -1 charm.
Level 6s happen.
Let's see.
8? Okay, that's a partial, correct?
Yeah, partial. I get a mission associated with the mystery, and if I do it, I'll get some info or help too.
Okay. As you're walking, Angela bumps into you, Eunice, and you feel something getting slipped into your pocket.
Great. I'll ignore that for the time being until I'm not surrounded by people.
Cool. And you all said that you're taking Jackie's car there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Taking the freeway out of the city and around New Halcyon is not the Mask City that everyone has thought it'd be. I picked the name because it sounded cool, and apparently that is the Mask setting. Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
Also, the name of the ship in the newest.
Actually, first game
branch
I
of
did
Star
think
Wars.
it was. First game you played, I did think it was related to the Mask setting.
Like, it's a really good name.
It's a cool name. No, I can't deny that. Can't deny that.
New Halcyon itself is a sprawling metropolis within a large ringed highway so that you can get in and out of the city quickly. The church itself is, as described, near the outskirts of the city. It's a 30-minute drive, and you know, small talk is had, but you roll up to a very nice looking structure. It's been it's like one of those old country churches, but remodeled to look newer. So it has like a very steepled like tower somewhere off to the side, very Victorian, but like new age. I'll bring up a picture later. When you do roll up, there are a few cars in the parking lot. Noting, you could tell that most of the patrons here are like middle to upper middle class. The one thing that does stand out is there is a Porsche sitting in a reserved parking spot that reads Pastor Gideon.
Okay. That doesn't imply a bajillion things.
And as you make your way to the front of this church, you can see graffitied against the entryway of the door is the word liar on it. And there is a late teen to young adults just scrubbing away with it with a cloth and some like bucketed water.
Oh, honey, that's not gonna go off. You just need to take some paint stripper and go right back over it.
Yeah, you might get it off with a little bit of vinegar too.
He turns to you and shrugs. I'm hourly.
That's fair.
Smart boy.
While they're distracted by this, can I take a moment to read what's on the paper? That
Sure.
Jacqueline gave me.
I'd like to think you and Angela have like this little code, but deciphering it quickly, it basically reads, keep an eye on Agent Phillips.
I was already going to do that.
Phillips is straightening his tie as he gets out of the car. He's carrying a briefcase with him.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the thwarp of the rag into a bucket as this young man turns around. Can I help any of you? You guys new patrons?
Not exactly. We're looking for what's the title? What's Gideon's title?
Pastor
I whispered.
Gideon.
Pastor. Looking for Pastor Gideon.
Sure, you can go around back to the pastor house.
Before we go to Pastor Gideon, what do you know about like the recent? I heard some rumors. Some people were like kind of scared. Some like of the what I don't know. It's the church words. The people who come here to pray.
The congregation during their
congregation.
mass. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right. Last Saturday. Well,
So something bad happened. People got scared.
Yeah, Pastor Gideon was doing a sermon and, some old lady up in the front started screaming. And that kind of echoed out to the back, and she was pointing
like
at...
a rat or something?
No, I didn't really see anything. I also work here as one of the altar servers. Didn't see anything. The entire congregation just seemed to mass panic.
Spontaneously? I guess when one person starts screaming, it's easy to... Yeah.
Yeah, he just starts nodding his head. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So is this a new world religion? Like, I don't know, founded like a month ago?
Like 5 years ago? Something like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the very expensive car. Like, yeah.
I see. And is it to the normal, typical mainstream pantheon, a version of, I don't know, sidestep of that pantheon, or is it an entirely new thing?
The young man points up into the sky towards the sun.
You're worshiping the sun?
Listen, lady, my parents just take me here, and I do whatever they tell me to do.
Okay. How old is this person?
Like late teens.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. No,
You want a
I
real
get
job away from this? Takes you away from your practice?
We can't keep hiring everyone that we walk into.
No, I was just going to get him a job at the local bakery that I frequent. They're looking for people.
Oh, well, that's fine.
I mean, if it saves me like a 45-minute trip out here, yeah, sure.
Cool. Hands him the card. Just say you have experience and you know me, and they'll probably take you on.
He'll tuck it away in like a breast pocket and nod his head. Turns back. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I like lattes, no sugar.
You said this was a bakery.
Bakeries have lattes.
You know, like the bakeries that are also cafes.
He'll nod his head. Well, the sooner I get out of here. And he's gonna head towards like a tool shed that's off to the side to grab some paint stripper.
I guess let's head to the leader of this group.
Oh, Devin's gonna go back to the Porsche, dig in through her pocket, find some colorful thumbtacks and put them underneath some tires, then join back up with the group.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
We don't have time for this. Let's go.
Is she lying to me? I have a passive ability that if someone's lying to me, I know it.
Oh yeah, she's super
Devin,
lying
what
to
are you doing?
Nothing. We have to go see a pastor, right?
Devin, I know you're lying.
Holds up the thumbtack. Nothing.
What are you doing with the thumbtacks?
Nothing.
Devin? I can wait here all day.
Oh yeah. You're just.
No, we actually can't.
I know we actually can't. I'm bluffing. It's the same thing I do with my 2-year-old niece.
That's so cute. Who walks into the church?
Watching this exchange, Phillips just touches his ear.
Can I see what Devin did? Can I see what Devin did with the thumbtacks?
Evan, would you like Jacqueline to have seen what you did with thumbtacks?
She's not hiding it. She has a pure distaste for this person she's never met.
If you look over to where Devin had been standing before, you can see like the outline, not like the tip of a very neon green thumbtack that's been jabbed into a tire.
We're gonna talk about this later.
Fair, but in my defense, Porsches are expensive and you couldn't put that money elsewhere.
It's up
They
to the
can
person
afford-
where they spend their money. You don't make fun of me for my Cadillac.
Your
They can afford
Cadillac
a
is
new tire.
practical. Yeah.
My Cadillac is most definitely not practical. I get a new one
It
every
has
6 months.
Saved our life.
What?
It has.
Wait, actually, we're part of the reason why you get one every 6
Yeah.
years.
We are
Now that I think
directly
about
the
it.
reason why she has to do this.
Yeah, I just forgot.
I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, some of the time. Other times, there's just, you know, a new color out that I want, and I just tell Big Daddy that I want a new car. So, I've gotten a new car every 6 months
Careful,
since
you
my
might find-
16th birthday.
You might find some. I thought you've been painting the same car.
No,
Genuinely,
honey.
that's what I thought.
It keeps getting nicer on the inside, too.
Oh, I thought you were just really good at cleaning.
I worry about you all so much sometimes.
Philip, seemingly done touching his ear, straightens his tie and heads for the building.
When you enter,
Are you recording all this?
Recording, no, but observing, yes.
Sure.
Entering this the pastor's building where basically the fathers and proprietors of the it's called a priory, isn't it?
Or
Something, I don't know. Anyway,
Priory
religion.
is where the religious leaders live.
Entering the priory, you come into what looks like a very nice foyer. There is like a chair and a table off to a side, decoratively, coat rack. There are a few doors and a stairway leading upwards to a second floor. And very nice chandelier hanging from the ceiling.
Sort of makes note of that.
I make a mental note of that as well.
For later when I
Uh,
drop it on
yep.
something.
Exactly. It's like raising your voice here bad? Or I don't know if he's up or down.
I mean,
Or like
you
in-
couldn't shout in any place of worship. That's just rude. It's like a library.
That does
Shouting in a
sound-
library is rude.
Well, it depends on the place of worship.
Taking people's attention from the worship, I guess, is.
Phillips kind of looks around. Is there's no like welcoming desk or anything here of any sort? It's just kind of
No,
someone's house.
like a house, yes.
Oh well.
Uh,
Was there
Father,
a doorbell?
priest,
Father
Uh,
face.
Father, priest. What's the
Chaplain.
Pastor Gideon?
pastor? That's the word. Pastor Gideon. Hello.
There is a moment before a door opens and a middle-aged man, probably roughly around his late 40s, early 50s, pokes his head around the corner. You can see that he's wearing a black shirt and the white collar of a priest. Yes, hello. Can I help you?
We're here actually to help you. We're looking into the unusual, just making sure that everybody's safe. Looking into what's been happening here last congregation.
Oh, right. You're with the Bureau, correct?
Yeah.
Out of character, I did not know if that information is open to.
Yeah, it was requested
Okay.
that you all came in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, come into my office.
great.
Tea, coffee.
See.
Hmm.
Nothing
I'm
for me,
looking at
thanks.
Devin. I'm looking at Devin very confused. Hmm.
Don't worry.
I
Give
thought
a smile.
I thought I
Changing
knew.
up our components, are we?
I thought
Oh
I
no,
figured
I
you-
just want tea. I had a lot
Okay.
of coffee this morning.
That's fair. That's fair.
Holds up her bag. I got all of what I need, so it's okay.
I'll take. Okay, I guess if you have enough, I was gonna take coffee for you. I guess because I don't want to drink anything.
No, I've stocked up.
Okay, great.
Philip stows his sunglasses. None for me, thanks.
For one, it is. Okay. I'm sorry, what did Jackie want?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Yeah. Leading you all into a, again, equally as nice looking office, a heavy mahogany desk sitting in the center with a leather chair behind it. There is a bookcase filled with some scriptures and texts. There's also a globe that's sitting in the corner of the room. He walks over to the globe, opens it up like it hinges upward,
One of
and pulls
those.
out a tea set. Is Darjeeling okay, my dear?
Yes, that's fine. If you have a bit of sugar on the side, that'd be great.
1 or 2 cubes.
Just one. Off to the side. I like to sprinkle it again.
And he'll go about fixing you some tea. Right. Last congregation was strange, at the very least. I've never had quite a reaction, as it were.
What exactly was your sermon about?
Let's see. My sermon was about getting out more, about not spending time inside in front of your computer screens and, enjoying the sun.
Right.
Right.
And did anything happen to the lady that started screaming?
She promptly got up and ran outside, followed by the rest of the congregation.
That's the first time this has happened.
Correct.
Okay.
Did anything
From-
abnormal happen? Something
Yeah.
that would have prompted such a reaction?
He pauses mid-pour and thinks, no, everything was pretty standard fare. Walking over to Devin, he'll set down a nice coaster and teacup with the sugar on the side. It was just strange that the entirety of the congregation would leave while most of the staff didn't see anything. all
So
of the staff,
specifically, the only people affected were what is the word? Prayer seekers?
Congregation.
I am super sorry. The congregation.
It's okay.
This is in character. I'm making.
I love it.
Okay.
I can probably find better words, but yeah. Anyway, you, everybody you employ, have not can see anything.
No, not to my knowledge. I was just standing up at the lectern speaking.
Do you have the name of the first woman who screamed?
He thinks for a moment before walking over to a file cabinet and pulling it open.
I'm whispering to like Devin, like he has a file on all of his.
Most churches have files on their members.
It's to conduct funerary rites, privilege rites as to rights of will and stuff like that. It's
Talk you into working a bake sale or, a rummage sale.
Okay.
Emergency contacts.
This is one of the few times out of character I did not know that.
Yeah.
But if they're like, if they're a regular patron of the church,
It's
they would-
usually it's like financial records of like so and so gave this much money, or like like my old church had like a church directory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a thing that they do under the table.
Yeah.
Like
No.
you self-identify.
No, I got that.
as a
No,
church.
I-
Oh, okay.
No. I got that part. That was clear.
Well, unless they are doing it under the table here, we don't know.
Devin takes the sugar and just kind of flicks it into her bag.
He'll walk back. Her name is Myrtle McNamara. She lives in the city proper. Nursing home. He'll slide you the file. It has like her name and the address at which she lives and like a contact number.
All right. Pastor Gideon, was this building something else, or did y'all build this one?
Prior to this, it was a church for another religion. We renovated after it had burnt down.
Which one was it?
We couldn't actually tell, but it was probably one of the standards. There was a cross at the altar.
And then you said it burnt down?
He'll nod his head. Several years ago.
Jacqueline's gonna shoot off a text message to their boss, asking to just do a quick search of what church used to be here.
Sure.
Okay, so this used to be a church that burned down and then got taken, like, refurnished for a church based on fire.
Yeah, it's a little interesting, wouldn't you say?
It's a little...
It's a weird coincidence, is all I'm saying.
I know, it's a little ironic, but as they say, fire destroys and fire also creates.
Sure.
Fire's destructive only as much as you allow it to be.
It's mostly destructive, no.
Well,
That's true.
during forest fires, the ash of the burnt trees form nutrients for new trees.
I'm sorry. I didn't want this to appear that as if I'm like saying that what you're saying is wrong or debating you. That's not what I'm doing at all. You're good.
We can talk about the greener side of witchcraft, Eunice, later.
We
will.
I know.
Oh.
It's in our agenda.
Jackie, as you send a text off to your
The
boss,
schedule.
you see that you have one pending text.
Opens it.
It just reads, "Daddy's home."
Oh, y'all, we need to make a stop by my house. I
Okay.
have company.
Okay.
The way RJ said it was very ominous. And the way Jacqueline took it was very positive. So I'm like having this
Getting
emotional
whiplash.
conflict.
So,
at the
Pastor
moment. Yeah,
Gideon,
whiplash. That's the word.
Yes.
Do you and your staff partake in any ceremonial, like drinks or food, breaking of feasts beforehand, or is it purely your congregation?
We do have some religious practices, though none during this time, mostly during the solstice, summer solstice, or when is the longest day of the year?
Summer solstice.
Summer solstice.
Summer solstice. That's the one.
I was right. Yeah.
So, clarification: you worship the sun, and you're not a green church. You're basically a main franchise at this point. Doesn't that kind of butt up against, a lot of our practices?
Green church. What do you mean?
I mean, you practice the worship of the sun. That's fairly green in the whole. You're not a witch. Never mind.
We should get back into the investigation.
Pastor
So,
Gideon looks extremely confused. If you're talking about solar, the church does have that.
yeah, that's what she.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Solar power is very environmental message is good here. I'm so proud of you and your practices. Oh my goodness. Walks out, takes her tea, sets it down.
Point us to where that woman noticed something unusual?
Sure. Jared should still be out there cleaning out the graffiti.
We forgot to
Jared
ask
quit.
his name.
Devin, now is not the time.
I don't know if he said that he did.
Oh, Jared quit.
Pastor Gideon looks very confused because he was not informed.
Pastor Gideon, thank you so much for your time. We're just going to go
Yes.
take a look around if you don't mind.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Sure. If you do spot anyone inside there praying, please do not disturb them.
Of course.
Of course, sir. Takes Devin by the arm.
Pastor
Could you
Gideon.
not make this any more weird?
Sorry, you are a mainstream worshiper of the sun and you don't have an open seal. Look.
Jacqueline has like the mom death grip on the back of your elbow.
Ow, 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 ow. Look. It goes against the practices of the green. Look, I know this thing. I'm not a worshiper of the sun. I don't worship. This is not, yes and no.
Let them do their own
This is-
thing.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about this at 4:30, not now.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll release all of that pent up energy.
This whole debate requires a full bottle of wine, let me tell you.
Phillips is going to be reading a pamphlet.
Yeah, that's probably more useful.
Come on, Phil, we're going this way.
It in like big Comic Sans lettering. It just reads
Oh,
"Brighten
no.
up your life" with the new flame.
Here's like a chick track, a little comic.
Yeah.
He'll fold it up and stuff it inside his suit, pick up his briefcase, and follow.
Forgot to ask which sun god they're worshiping.
I think it's just the one in the sky. I don't think it's an actual god, honey.
Unless Pastor Gideon is hiding something, they are not worshipping anything already like that has history. The sun has history, of course. I mean, like that has
I
like
hope the sun
cultural
has history.
or religious history. Yeah.
New religion surrounding a very old concept, it seems.
So what do I want to say? So can we find where the anomaly began, like where it started, where the woman was? Yeah.
Jared is outside still with like
Mhm.
a paint chipper, like just scraping away at the door.
Oh,
He's almost done, actually. That's kind of impressive.
it didn't scratch the actual paint job of the car.
No, on the door of the church.
Oh, I
where
thought you said
Liar
that
was
somebody
graffitied.
painted liar on the porch, which should have been a lot more.
No. It's on the door of the church.
Okay, great. Okay, so I want to find that location and like tell the others. Can you please just cover, like, make me not very obviously visible? I want to do something unusual. I want to use magic.
Sure.
I have an ability that lets me use magic to get the result of an investigative mystery.
Okay.
So let's see if I succeed at using magic first.
Yeah, do that. Just gonna double check something on my end.
Are we outside where this kid is,
no,
or are
we're-
we inside?
we're at the front of the.
Yeah, you're outside.
I remember. No. Didn't you say the woman was at the front seatings?
Of the church. You went to the
Of the church.
pastoral house to talk to
We left the church. We have to go back in church.
Yeah, I want to be where she was.
Okay. So you have to go inside the church.
Yes.
Okay.
And I want my friends here to make sure that the people in the church don't see me casting magic into my book.
Okay. Yeah. It's currently empty. There are several pews. It's not a big church per se, but by no means is it small.
Mm-hmm. Jacqueline's just going to start walking to the front of the church where the lectern is while you're casting that.
So magic works without issues. I choose my effect because I got a 10. And my effect is I'll get I can ask one question from Investigate a Mystery, which is what happened here. I'm trying to detect if it is actually like something abnormal here, because from Eunice's perspective, an animal just passed by and this woman freaked out. That's what Eunice truly thinks. I just want to see if something anomalous is actually happening.
Yeah, if you'll let me take some creative licensing with this. As you open up your book and begin to cast your magic, you hear like a pencil scraping against the pages of the book, and it begins to fill out with a portrait of your current area. And then you hear the rustling of pages as it begins to, almost in a flip book pattern, show you the congregation, and in the front pew, almost like all to the far left, a woman standing up in this sort of frame by frame and then pointing up to the altar, and then her mouth opens in a scream. The flip book style pans the camera around to her view, and you can see the effigy of like this golden sun behind Pastor Gideon. There is a dark shadow that has one hand around one of these starred prongs and is looking out at her.
Okay. Theories of a rat or a bat jumping about has been disproven. I'll pick a frame where it's kind of like, I'd imagine like the images are like fading because like it's not a permanent thing, but like I'll pick a frame where that image is kind of clear of the weird shadow, and I'll show it to 3 agents with me.
Mm-hmm. And you all see that.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's some kind of like anti-sun worship thing because it's shadow.
I mean, that is possible. Could be something that's mad that this church.
Something is happening.
Yeah, it could be something that's mad that this church is here now where its old church was. Jacqueline's going to continue walking forward and take a look where that creature was.
The effigy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I see anything around it? Around that spot?
No. You look around the altar area and up by the effigy. There doesn't seem to be anything there.
We should ask what time the congregation was happening. Maybe that has to do with like the position of the sun, or like the time of day, or the date. I don't know. Maybe that has to do with it. That might be useful information. I'll go ask you. Continue investigating.
What happened? What day was last Saturday? Was it in any important date in the major calendar?
In the major calendar, no, I want to say. And the same would go for the occult calendar.
It wasn't a big day on my social calendar either, so that rules that out.
Nothing important on my end.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask what time of day it was.
Jared is picking up his bucket of paint and like posting up, he posted up a wet paint sign on the door. He looks over at a mass schedule that has been posted on the outside. That would have been the morning mass. Started around 11 a.m. He was doing a ceremony, so I'd say like 11:30ish.
Probably not useful information. And I walk back in.
Yeah, probably not.
Exactly the most useful information.
Well,
Can Phillips take a just sort of a precursory look around the oh, I forget the word for it. It's the interior of a church.
The sanctum?
Yeah.
Sure.
Atrium.
Taking a look around the church, like I described, there are basically 10 pairs of pews, so like it's 20 pews in total, stretching all the way to the from front to back. There is a like, you know, those red velvet ropes that stretch across an area, and you can assume that's where the tabernacle lies.
Okay. I'm gonna stay out of there for the time being. But I will look for any signs of anomaly activity here.
Okay. I think that should be a roll.
Yeah, probably investigate a mystery.
Do it.
Yeah. Brap, I got a 7. So on a 7.
Hold 1, and you can
Hold
ask.
Okay. What is being concealed here?
As you walk around the altar itself, you notice that it's not a whole piece. There is what looks like a seam on the ground, like this altar could be pushed back. And in fact, you do see like some scratch marks.
Ooh. Is there anybody in the sanctum right now?
Jared, right outside.
Just Jared? Okay.
I can distract him if you want.
Yeah, I think that Phillips.
I whispered to the agent, who's like, "You're supposed to be the straight edge, I guess," but I just tell you that anyway.
Yeah, no, I think Phillips just sort of like subtly points at the altar, and like points out the fact that it can move and stuff. Eunice says, "I can distract him," and then Phillips just sort of nods at you.
Okay, I'll go to Jared and be like, "Hey, have you? So I heard that somebody might have mentioned to the Pastor Gideon that you're quitting, and he was very he had a very bad reaction in that regard."
Quickly try and move this altar in the way that it seems to move.
Jackie will try and assist.
I mean, I just got this card. How does he know that I'm quitting?
Just, it has weird ways. Knowledge travels, dude. It's a small church.
Agent Phillips, as you touch the altar,
Uh-oh.
there's a small buzzing in your ear from your earpiece. And you hear from a crackle. I wouldn't do that.
You okay, honey?
Sort of like shakes his head a little bit. Huh. I think I'm receiving some crossed signals here. He looks around.
Have you tried switching to a different frequency on your radio?
There's only one frequency. That's the problem.
I can try to help you if you wanna. I don't know.
He's gonna back up a little bit and just sort of gesture to the altar.
What do you want me to do with it? Knock it over?
No. It looks like it's on rails here, like it can move.
Well, we can all give it a good shove.
Try not to break anything.
Okay.
Jacqueline, aren't you distracting Jared?
No.
But yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Eunice
Eunice
is. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I know Jacqueline's supposed to be the face, but this is what we've chosen.
Goes up to the altar and kind of rubs her hands together. Okay, this is fun. Defacing an altar. Gives it a good shove.
It's not defacing it if it moves on its own. It's just
That's
sliding
true.
it.
Sliding an
Positioning.
altar.
Jacqueline's just next to you with like she has like her back braced against it, and she's doing like that squat push using her back and her arms.
Really good form.
Well, Big Daddy didn't raise no wimp, now did he? Oh, that's right. I need to message Big Daddy back. As she's pushing, she's gonna take out her phone and text Big Daddy.
Jacqueline, as you take out your phone,
Mm-hmm.
You begin to text Big Daddy, and you notice your hand has become incredibly wrinkled. There are those liver spots that come with age, and you can see that your nails themselves are a bit like yellowed. In the screen reflection, you can see these crow's feet that are forming around your eyes and jowls sagging. Your hair from this vibrant red turns gray and white.
Jackie screams and throws her phone.
What the heck?
I'm not ugly,
Whoa.
am I? Am I old? Did I
No,
suddenly get
what?
old? Is my hair okay?
Oh my god, you're beautiful. Stop it.
Interesting.
From the scream, Jared just like pokes his head inside.
Do I look old to you? Tell me right
no.
now.
No.
Oh.
Promise?
You're like, what? In your early
You have
What
very
happened?
supple skin, if that means anything.
Yeah, she takes compliments well. Like, if you feel free, like, she's not gonna take it well. Just-
You're gorgeous.
I looked at my phone and I was old. I was very, very
You're-
old. I
You have a
had
filter on?
no. I had wrinkles. It was me. It was me. I swear it was me.
Very interesting. Devin, would you like to touch the altar?
Your hands are on the altar? Yeah, I'd like to touch the altar.
I'm already there.
Am I still old in my phone? I don't want to pick it up.
Any effects?
Are
Noticing
you
anything?
are you
different?
just holding the altar, or are you pushing?
She shoved it with Jackie.
All right.
Oh boy.
Un momento.
Explode.
Por favor.
Oh no.
Oh no. The book.
Gotta. Hey, look at this book. It looks great, don't it?
It's a dope book.
That's a dope book.
Eunice, will you check my phone for me? Do I look? Am I still old in my phone?
I'll run towards the phone.
It's like halfway down the aisle.
Yeah. Now I want the other end of the
Mhm.
of the church. Just run there.
I don't think
is it-
Jared's a
probably
narc.
probably the screen is cracked. I look fine. Just
Okay, cool.
It's Jared's last day. He don't care. Devin. Hi,
Yeah.
honey.
Okay, yep.
oh boy.
Oh boy,
Oh boy. I invite eldritch things into my home.
You do. As you begin to shove, the altar gives slightly as it's moving forward. And you all watch as these shadowed hands wrap themselves around Devin and pull her down.
Oh boy.
Oh no, that's
And
not
fuck.
good.
And she is gone.
Oh, does that actually happen?
Yes.
Huh.
Fallen and I can't get up because I don't know where I am.
Very interesting.
Devin,
Okay.
the world goes black for just a moment. Then a small light in front of you appears. It traces its way into a circular pattern, and you can make out a spell circle around you. the room begins to light up. There is a desk in front of you, a man sitting there, his hands steepled together and looking at you. Devin, dear, we're going to have to excommunicate you.
Pardon?
The light flashes underneath this man. It is your father.
Mhm.
And he has a very serious look, almost angry. For dabbling in the magics the way you have, you are just one step shy of becoming a hag, and we can't have that.
Kind of tenses up. It's been to serve the greater good. I've been loyal to our community.
The ends don't justify the means, Devin. You do things right or you don't do them at all.
Maybe it's time they do. The order's old-fashioned.
He almost gives you a piteous look as he reaches a hand out, gnarled and clawed as it begins to take on a bark form. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. And he crushes his hand into a fist, and you can see briars and brambles sprout out around you in a cage, and then you are yanked away into the darkness. Topside, you see Devin's body spill out from in front of the altar, prone on the ground.
Oh my gosh, Devin, wake up.
Yeah, I
Wake up.
Pull her up.
Kind of, ragdoll limp in your grasp before she kind of just sits up properly. Fuck.
Honey, what happened?
She stands up. I need to go, I think. I think I need to go.
Go where? We're in the middle of an investigation.
I think the order's wrong.
What do you
she
mean?
just kind of
What's
pushes
happening?
your hands away. Something's wrong. She pushes your hands away again.
Devin, I need you to focus.
Devin.
What did you see?
They removed me from the order. I've been doing good. I've been correcting. I've been taking the steps. I've been
Who
Take a
removed you
deep
from the
breath.
order?
Dad removed. That's not right. No, he would talk to me first. She kind of wanders towards the exit. I need to go.
No, Devin,
I-
you can't leave.
Can I tell if she's ensorcelled or
Yeah.
enchanted or something like that? That's what Eunice would first think. Because
I believe that would be a roll, would not?
I would say so. Is it investigating or using magic?
Uh,
I can use magic to investigate, I guess, if you'd like.
Just give me a investigate then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to investigate the mystery?
Yes, please. Sorry.
Can I use magic to get that?
Go for it.
Great, because I'm not very sharp. Oh, okay. I can ask one question, which is it, is she of right mind?
As you begin to cast your spell, I imagine it's like basically a checkup. You can see that Devin is addled, confused a bit. There is an aura of fear about her. Not that she's admitting it, it's that it's oppressing on her.
Okay, I can tell that this is not. It isn't a person being scared, it is a person being forced to be scared.
Yes
Right?
and no. It's both.
Okay. But I can tell something is wrong.
Agent Phillips has a pretty good idea of how Devon's order works, right?
It depends on how secretive your order is, Devon.
I would say because of who Phillips is, the Order would probably let them know the surface level stuff, but not the
Who's in the know and who's ousted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would Phillips know whether or not Devon was on like shaky ground?
As Devon had said,
Keeping in mind
keeping in
my
mind.
history with Devon is that I have been monitoring her.
Right. As Devon had said, if anything, her father would have spoken to her first,
Yeah, I'm
given
trying
her
to
a warning, and not excommunicated her immediately.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
trying to tell her to take a deep breath. Like, Jacqueline has had a very bad reaction as well. Maybe you're having a similar thing.
Kind
Sorry.
of grabs Eunice. I can't become a hag. That is the worst
Whoa.
possible scenario in all of this, as she kind of shoves you away and then keeps walking.
Devon,
Worst scenario.
Devon, get back here.
Pauses and turns around. Excommunicated from the magical world is a death sentence.
Jacqueline is just going to reel back and slap Devon across the face.
Ow!
Are you wearing armor, Devon?
No.
It's fine. It's fine. You take
Are
one
you
point
wearing
of
face armor?
emotional damage.
Face
Yeah.
damage.
Snap out of it. You are stronger than this.
Okay. You're right.
I know I
Very good.
am.
Whatever happens.
Yep.
Phillips would like to call into the agency and ask if he's been recently contacted.
You were contacted 30 minutes ago on your last update.
Right, but not in the past 5 minutes.
No communiques have been sent out by us. Is there a third party we should be aware of?
Possibly.
We will monitor
Stand
the
by.
situation. Jared, who has just seen all of this, just like, what the fuck?
So,
Hi,
just
Jared.
Hi, what? You just came out of the ground.
yeah, we're trying to figure that out too.
I'm just gonna squish Jared's face. You should run and turn him around and push him.
Yeah,
towards the
probably
door.
leave. Yeah.
Oh, no, Jared, excuse me, what's your last name?
God, my mind just went to Pat Lecky for some reason. But, Smith.
Jared
Sounds fake, but okay.
Would you prefer John Doe?
Fair enough. Carry on, go home and get some sleep.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to, but all right.
He can
Fall
try.
in a hole. She goes back towards the altar. Dick.
Hey, come here.
I wouldn't recommend that.
She pauses.
So-
I have a lot of things running through my head, Agent Phillips, and none of them are appropriate for this church. Mostly
I think
swears. A lot of swears
Yeah,
are in my head.
Could step outside of the church and swear.
No, because if I go out, then I have to go talk to Dad, and that's not. Okay, hole in the church, altar.
Hey, here's my. So, the thing is, this altar, like, is used by Pastor Gideon, right? Like, he
Right.
touches it, I would assume.
Can I gather that Pastor Gideon would touch the altar during a service
sermon, yeah.
from the
I mean-
pamphlet?
Yeah, there's like a photo of him like grabbing a cup off the
In
altar.
the like the book vision that I got, he was touching the altar, right?
He was at a lectern.
That was a lectern, sorry. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
But in the pamphlet, you can see that he's touching like a cup on the altar.
I'd like to roll or use my connect the dots. I forgot to roll for it at the beginning.
Okay.
I missed that I had that. So let me roll my plus sharp and get that number. much do I have? 12, so that means
Jeez. It's a
Huge.
hold 3. Yeah. Okay, so spend your hold 1 for 1 during the mystery to ask the keeper any of the following questions. Let's go with I want to use what does the monster want from this person, but in like the context of what does the monster want from these people, since we know that it's kind of inducing fear into people.
For this, you can connect the dots. This monster wants these people to leave.
Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of adding up with the idea of like, you know, it's replacing a previous religion.
I think that's the only question that would be applicable here.
You didn't get an answer from home base about what this was used for before the fire.
They are currently researching, and we will reveal
Okay.
that after the break.
Beautiful.
Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to text Big Daddy. She's gonna take her phone back from Eunice and finally respond to Big Daddy.
Everybody goes on their phone.
Yeah. Currently at church. We'll be home in a bit. Love you, kisses. That's it.
You get a text back that just reads, "Don't tell me you gotten religious on me."
I mean, we went to church every Sunday.
Which church?
You know, the love you, bye.
Was it a store called church?
It just turns out that was brunch.
I mean, you know, pancakes can be a religion too.
Pancakes can be a very
can
religious
respect
experience.
Anyways,
Get a pancake day.
okay, so we're all hungry. So should we stay here and continue looking through this, or should we go talk to the lady at the nursing home?
Well, whatever's here is intent on getting people to not be here. So, as far as safety goes, it'd probably be best to leave. But if we want to gather more information,
Back on the point of safety, we should just not have like basically off this area so that people don't come here. Like, or talk to Pastor Gideon as well to be like, hey, being
could-
here is probably not safe.
We could put in a call to the bureau and have them secure the site.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The thing is, it has not physically, it has like, you know, emotionally hurt people, but it has not physically hurt anybody. It's all been like, Devin and Jackie, do you feel,
Well,
do you
I
feel
don't-
off?
I
other
don't know.
than-
That felt like a very physical, emotional attack to me. I felt that in my soul.
What's
Yes.
my worst fear? Falling to the darker elements of my magic, that is something we're taught from day one, and if we go down that route, we lose ourselves.
Agent Phillips, you touched the altar as well. You didn't mention what happened.
I did not.
You want to tell the class what you saw?
Would you like to?
I wouldn't care to, but I can assure you it is unsettling.
We're trying to. Okay.
Well, thank you
what?
for being a very active and contribution member to this investigation.
I am not going to touch the altar yet.
It's probably a good idea. Jackie
Yeah,
will.
we're
Jackie will
Would you like
call.
to borrow my phone?
My phone works just
What?
fine.
I'm sorry, there was a lot of speaking.
Yeah.
What was that?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Jackie's
Devin,
gonna.
go ahead.
Jackie's gonna take her phone back and call the investigative bureau.
Okay, I'll be down there. Wait, no, that's not young. All right, I'll be down there with some yellow tape.
Thank you.
I'll say the CDC said something about contagion that's making people hallucinate.
That sounds plausible.
Gas leak or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shrooms under the altar. Gaseous shrooms.
Hey, Phil, can I use your phone?
Phillips will produce a flip phone. Hand it to Devin.
He takes and looks at you. What
think it's a
year is
burner.
this?
It's definitely a burner. 100%. looking at.
She flips it open, types in something, then hands it back and says, "All right, thank you."
What did you? Oh, did you text?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh God, it's like a sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss those. Like, I used to be able to text without looking.
It just says to a number with no name that says, "Hey, I need you to move something to the west wing. Do you remember the brass bowl of water? Just put it there."
Phillips, you get back a text, but it is like a broken PNG file. You assume they tried to send an emoji.
Bless.
Oh, thank you.
All right. He shuts it and puts it back into his jacket. I think that Phillips is going to try and deal with the agency.
Oh boy.
That is an actual move that I have. And it's essentially I roll on sharp to try and request help from the agency. I would like to get them to send another agent to go and investigate Myrtle. To pull some files on her and possibly even send somebody to interview her on her experience.
All right.
I think it makes sense for us not to leave the scene, just in case.
But I do have to roll for this, so we shall see how it turns out. Sharp. Roll. That's a 10.
You're a sharp lad.
You got it.
Haha. I'll also report to them that this appears to be a fear-based entity.
We will get Agent Fro on this. They will report back to you within the hour.
Thank you.
And I will type that out to you, Agent.
In the meantime, let's vacate the sanctuary if we can.
Yeah, let's head. I think the only person here is Pastor Gideon.
Jackie, does Big Daddy have like little finger foods?
He's gonna have what's ever in my house. He's coming for a visit.
Barbecue?
I mean, I can order in barbecue. I haven't made any recently. Are you just saying that because I'm Southern?
No.
How's the
I just
renovations
want
been going
barbecue.
since?
I'm just hungry. I want pancakes and barbecue.
All right, we'll
Cool.
hit a McDonald's drive-thru for you. I think the McRib is
Amazing.
back.
Yes.
All right.
Beautiful.
So as you all pile into Jacqueline's car and pull away, we're going to take our break there. We'll spend 5 to 10 minutes and be right back so we can continue investigating. So grab a break, grab a drink, grab a friend, or grab a snack, and we'll be right back. I forgot my closing line. See y'all.
You did great. Bye, everybody. And we are back. Hi, everybody. It's still windy where I am, so I hope you can hear us. I hope you can see us. I hope we're not stuttering too much in your feed. YouTube does seem to be working a little bit better, so if you are on Twitch and want to switch over to that, feel free to go to beacons.ai/thehypegoblin to find the link to my YouTube channel. From what I'm seeing, that one is a bit clearer, a bit more stable, unlike Twitch. But we'll leave that at that. For those of you who are new to the channel, hi, welcome. This is a charity channel. Normally these games are viewer affected. This one today is not, however. But normally your bits and your subs do contribute to the TTRPGs we play on this channel and affect the games and the world around us. If you would like to know more about that, you can see how our Nexus Adventures game uses player rewards in the About Me section. If you'd like to join us next Sunday when Nexus Adventures returns. And our upcoming Numenera game will also be player affected. More on that coming in a couple weeks. With that, I'm going to go ahead and hand this on over to RJ. RJ, pop us back in the world.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is a drive back into the city and over to the condo house that Jacqueline lives in. If I remember, it's like a one-story ranch with a nice floor plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been redecorated since y'all have been in there. Before, everything was very expensive and beige. Now everything is it's like all very monochromatic, white and black.
Just give me 1 second. I want to double check.
There's one blue pillow on the sofa.
Okay.
It's a statement piece.
Jacqueline, as you're rolling up to your house, you see that there is a car in the drive. It is a 1938 Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Big Daddy's already here.
And
A
Sorry.
classic, as Devin just looks at the Rolls Royce.
Yes, it is. Don't touch it. And if I see any holes in the tires, I will smack you from here to next Sunday.
Oh, this is a sacred car. This is beyond reproach. This is not touched by anyone but
Absolutely
the
not.
finest of hands.
is this Devin saying this, or is this
Yeah.
Ben saying this?
Yes. Yes.
Both.
Leave me alone. I love my cars.
But yeah, the front door is open, and you hear someone call from the kitchen. Sweet Peach, is that you?
It's me, Big Daddy. And she's gonna run up and head in the house. Come on, y'all. You gotta meet Big Daddy. Sounds like he's cooking.
You're looking.
I
There
to keep them at
is-
the place.
Oh.
All right, you
Fine.
dated.
Agent
And
Phillips
now I'm
never
gonna meet
came
your
home
father,
with me.
which is just fantastic.
It was one date. Get over it. Although, if he gives you anything to eat, make sure you chew with your mouth closed this time. He will say something.
Understood.
As you make your way to the back, you can see the glass sliding doors have been replaced after being cracked out. But in the kitchen, there stands a white-haired gentleman with a nice regal mustache and beard. He's wearing all white at the moment. Like a white three-piece suit, but his blazer has been thrown over the back of a chair, and he has his sleeves rolled up, and currently standing over a cast iron skillet, moving around some pieces of chicken. Oh, Sweet Peach, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. We're just wrapping up our morning work. What you making?
I'm making some fried chicken while I'm here. Don't tell the doctor now.
Now, you know you're not supposed to be eating that. You're supposed to be watching your weight and your heart.
I figure there's gonna be a bit of a cheat day, as it were. I do my walkies in the morning and the afternoon, so a bit of fried food ain't gonna hurt none.
All right, well, I won't tell Mama if you won't.
Mum's the word.
No,
Come here,
Mama.
give me a hug.
She'll put out her arms for a big old hug from Big Daddy. Everybody, this is Big Daddy. Big Daddy, these are my coworkers and Agent Philip.
Hello, Mr. Bauer.
Oh, please, Mr. Bauer's my father. You can call me Big Daddy.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Mr. Bowers is fine. Then don't want to make y'all uncomfortable.
Everybody calls Big Daddy Big Daddy. He is the head of the family, after all.
Mm-hmm.
By the by, do y'all have any dietary restrictions I should be made aware of? These are for me.
Oh. Can you make pancakes?
Oh, certainly I can make some pancakes, but it's more of a waffle situation with fried chicken's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Make them waffles. Leans over to Jackie. Are your parents still together, or what is it?
Oh,
Like-
of course.
Okay.
They are definitely still together.
Gotcha.
Why?
Why?
Just curious.
I'm also asking why. You're asking.
Just start hitting on her dad
Oh,
openly.
I just wanted to know before I,
Agent
asked
Phillips
for.
started hitting on her dad.
ask for.
Waffles.
Jackie's dad is really, really rad.
I can deny that. He was my dad.
X card.
And we're moving on.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So. Yeah. This is okay. This is. We are resting.
Yes.
This is very uncomfortable. Not
Do you want a
working.
pillow?
I'm fine.
Do you want a stuffed animal to hug? You look a little.
Now, honey, I think I got this. Eunice, you
I
look good with your hands.
Take out
I
my
assume.
book.
This
Yeah.
is very good with their hands.
Come here, help me chop these vegetables.
Okay.
Yes, I can't help but notice that you're experiencing something that could be described as a fear reaction. Would this happen to be related to the case?
I don't feel scared.
I think it's more of a mild panic, Agent Phillips.
We're not working. You should relax, right?
You
Yes.
should relax.
Yeah. Just,
Would you like some bourbon, honey?
relax. No, I don't drink.
Okay. How about you, Big Daddy?
Oh, I already started helping myself to some bourbon. Looks at the clock. Half an hour ago.
Everything in moderation.
I know.
Jacqueline's gonna go and pour herself a drink.
I just had myself a thumb. It's fine. Or finger. It's fingers, right?
Hmm.
I think it's cute that he calls it a thumb.
He's not supposed to be
I thought
drinking
the
on account.
vegetables
He's not supposed to be.
too small.
Yeah. He's not supposed to be drinking on account of the heart attack that he had a year ago, but a little bit every now and then is fine.
I'm as
Mhm.
surprised the day I was born, Sweet Peach.
Yes, you are, Big Daddy.
So, tell me about this job. Or is it like one of those hush-hush sort of things?
How much does he know about what his daughter does?
He knows you're working for the agency, and
Okay.
he can glean some information off of that.
Okay. So he is familiar with what the agency is.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be hush hush, but just between you and me, it's some real spooky stuff.
Oh, what, like white lady in the old hospital sort of deal?
Oh no, it made me look old.
Oh, darling, no.
It was awful. I was all wrinkled. I had liver spots and gray hair. Can you imagine that at my age? Not even 30 yet with gray hair.
I mean, for the most part, you got some good genes going through you, so
Mhm.
you're gonna look fantastic when you're older.
I am.
If I do say so myself.
Mhm.
As he flips over a piece of chicken.
You know, there when I was pulled into the Earth altar, I don't know, Shadow altar. When I was going through the vision, or I don't know what it was, honestly. I was looking at my dad, dad, and there was a point where he was convincing enough that he was going to cast me out, did all that stuff, but there was a moment where his hand turned into bark. It was weird.
That's not something his hand normally does.
You're not like involved with nature and stuff like that.
Well,
in the ISP?
when I say mom and dad, I don't refer to my biological parents. I refer to no. So
This is very personal information. It's up to you what you want and don't want to share.
Honestly,
I
I mean,
understand.
honestly, I'm getting used to the half truths at this point.
Agent Phillips quietly listening.
we don't usually tap into that side. I mean, we can, but you have to be. I mean, he is fairly powerful, but to transform into our other, we have to do certain rites, and I should probably ask if he's gone through those rites. But anyways, I don't think. I think it might be a clue into what we're looking at.
Is that in itself something that you're fearing?
Turning into other.
Turning
No,
into
that he has done that as well.
Mm.
Maybe it's not. It's capitalizing on multiple factors of fear. Not
No, I mean, He's a bit too righteous to fall to the wayside, if you
Okay.
get my drift. But I'm not exactly on that path. I've been straying a little too far one way as of recently, but I've been trying to get back. It's hard, but I like being where I am. I like being in the order, and I hope to take over his position one day. But if I do skirt off into the deep, dark woods, so to say, that's a whole new thing, and you guys would be hunting me.
Huh.
But that's a whole new problem for another day.
Sure,
So-
it won't get to that.
How do we prevent that from happening to you? Is there something we can do to help?
Oh, just kind of be there for me. I mean, guys are already doing that. It's more of an issue of magic and desire. It's a balancing of self more than anything.
Right. Well,
Magic is delicate.
if you get a little too big for your britches again, I'll go ahead and just smack you. How's that sound?
Well, the reason I strayed down these paths is mostly to save you guys. I bend reality to balance us into a path of life. And I'm not supposed to do that.
Well, we'll just have to look for another path.
Jacqueline Bauer, did I hear correctly? You put your hands on someone else?
I'm sorry, what? Look, to be fair, she was doing that thing that Aunt Mabel used to do where she goes all, screamy and talking about nonsense, and I had to get her out of it. I didn't have any cold water to throw on her. It was just a little smack.
It was fine.
Well, as long as they all are consensual parties in this affair, I guess I have no problem against it. Waffles?
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you have peanut butter?
Darling, do you have peanut butter?
Third cabinet on the left up top.
Third cabinet on the left up top. He sits down with his plate.
Goes and digs through, brings all the peanut butter down, sets it down, gets some syrup, and just kind of makes a waffle abomination of peanut butter and syrup.
Jacqueline will set out plates and cups and glasses for everyone. She's setting out the fine china for everyone to sit down and eat waffles.
Aw.
It's a celebration.
How long have we been working
Help
together and
set the
not
table.
done anything like this?
What's that?
I didn't hear you.
Oh,
Thanks.
sorry. Phillips will help set the table. Go on.
Oh, okay. It's like, how long have we been working together? We rarely do this.
Well, I mean, Big Daddy rarely comes to town.
That's true.
To be honest, we've never been to your place, Eunice.
Yeah, you should host a dinner party next.
I think
I think we should go to your
I don't
place.
have a place. I live in the bureau.
I mean, we
Eunice
could come
lives in
crash.
the bureau
You've been
dormitories.
you've been to my place.
You should host a dinner for us, Eunice.
You should talk about some
I'll
work-life balance, I think.
I'll see what I can
Mhm.
find in the bureau kitchens.
I
Well-
mean, if you want somewhere other than the bureau to live, I have 4 bedrooms here. You could take one of them.
No, it's I'm fine. I like living where I work.
Short
I
commute.
like my work being the center of my whole life.
I don't think that's
That-
very healthy.
Well,
Why-
back
why
in
would
my
you say
day,
that?
darling, I used to live where I worked. And let's just say, you could expense a lot of things on the company card and name it essential. Wink.
That is true. He did expense his first date with my mama. She was a secretary there.
That was a good time, yeah?
Okay.
Big bite of waffle.
His Agent Phillips
I-
chewing with his mouth closed.
He's got his hand in front of his face.
Bless him.
Oh, I'm
You guys
eating. I'm
can
like,
come
what's-
to. You guys can come to my place. I
Mhm.
actually have a house outside of the order.
All right. Then you're in charge of the next dinner event,
Sounds
or
good.
breakfast, or lunch. I'm going to go buy a new cocktail dress. I don't care what time of day it is.
I live over by the High Garden.
Jacqueline, you know that's a very ritzy place.
Oh. Well, how'd you get a place over there?
I'm actually very wealthy.
Huh. We're gonna go shopping together.
Please don't drag me into the
No,
shop.
we're going.
Okay.
There's
a thrift store like 4 blocks down on the other side we can go to.
A thrift store.
Yep.
I'd love to come.
How
Yes, let's go to the thrift store.
quaint.
Honey, let people live their lives.
But they could be shopping somewhere much nicer.
People like what they like. By the by, if you ever find yourself in my neck of the woods, house is always open.
Big Daddy has a beautiful estate. The whole family gathers there every year for Christmas.
Christmas.
Hmm?
Well, there's the 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. Consider all those Christmases.
Oh, our family celebration goes on for about a week until the bourbon
okay.
runs out.
Then we just get more
Yeah. Then we celebrate New Year's.
until the bourbon runs out.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes all the way to the Chinese Lunar New Year's, and it's just everyone's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's an affair.
I'm going to come over to your place for one of those dates.
Sounds perfect. I'll make sure that you have the nicest guest room. It's right next to my room.
I will enjoy that. No magic, no bag full of coffee grounds, just me.
I mean, we
Okay.
can save you the coffee grounds if you want them. There's a
That'd be
lot with a
nice.
house full of people, honestly. It's either that or they go in the compost pile. So,
Yeah, that'll work. I like
You know-
that a lot.
If you go to coffee shop. Swallows.
Chew swallow. Manners.
If you go to a coffee shop and you ask them to save their coffee grounds for you, they usually will.
Yeah, the coffee shop I like to go to, they don't offer unless I buy things, and it's not with money.
Hmm.
Give Philip that kind of cheeky smile and eat my waffles, and this is very good. I like this. This is very sweet.
My compliments
you.
to the chef.
This party is so silly. Love it.
By the by, Jacqueline,
Mhm.
you know, Jimmy, who was it? Eric's boy, running for office.
Really?
Yeah, got caught embezzling funds.
Mm.
You don't say.
Yep. Got sent up to state penitentiary, and he's doing a couple of years up there. And I just said, that boy ain't right.
Hmm.
The Jamie Peterson, that congressperson? I think it was in the news.
Mm-hmm. Was it really? Oh, I must have missed that. My social calendar has kept me so busy. It makes sense, though. Always had an odd sense of humor.
He has a weird hairdo. I didn't like it.
You know, that's
Regarding-
a toupee, right?
Oh.
Mhm. His whole family balds at 30.
25 easily.
Regarding the current case,
Yep.
We're on a case.
Contrary to all available evidence, it is my understanding that we should identify exactly what we're dealing with here.
Mhm.
Some sort of fear god, a spirit, possible demonic activity, fae. is also a
Looks
possibility.
over to Jackie. What you dabbling with now? That old black magic?
Well, no, not me. I just
Not
use
like
my hunting
magic.
rifle when I need to. No, it might be something a little more sinister this time, but we got it handled. The Bureau has everything under control. You know how we do. By the
Mhm.
way, have I checked my phone recently?
Depends. Have you? You've been driving and eating.
I have not. Jackie's going to check her phone and see if there's any updates from the Bureau.
You can see in the basically bureau group
Mhm.
chat that's unofficial. There's a selfie of Victor Young in front of the church doors where there's like yellow tape that's been cordoned off, that cordons off the entirety of the church. In the background, the pastor's just looking on, like with their head, like, why?
Shows that to the rest of the group.
Who sprayed painted the word liar?
I don't know.
There's a distinct lack of personal protective equipment there.
I mean, how
Oh.
do you protect yourself from a fear monster?
There are ways.
Right.
Some standard issue anomaly resistant hazmat.
Phillips, you would have been probably aware of the dossier on the entirety of the agencies that are working on this case. Young himself is a magical creature, so it might not affect him.
Still, personal safety should always be taken into effect.
I don't think it's a demon.
No, it didn't seem to want anything from us other than for us to leave.
I mean, that's fair. We invaded its space.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it is a simple case of it just wants to be left alone, we could offer a rehousing program to it. Satisfy both parties.
Maybe.
I could call in the agency and we could eliminate the threat.
Explain your elimination process.
You mean your
Standard-
process of elimination? I'm sorry, this is a serious matter. I'm back to my food.
Standard protocol. As soon as the threat is identified, we can find their particular weaknesses and remove it with minimal casualties.
Are you going to kill this thing?
Well, not everything can be killed in a manner of speaking. If it's something that we've never seen before, we might take it in for study and observation.
No. That's no. That's big no. We keep the balance.
No, I understand this is how your system works, but in the agency, we prefer to leave less threads untied.
I mean, you can still tie up a thread without taking something in against its will.
I understand.
We might just need to banish it back to wherever it came from.
Wonder the magic world hates us. People that just take this place without consultation.
Magic world, real world. People hate things that are different than them.
That is true.
Very true, Big Daddy.
I'm of the opinion that there's no difference. We all live in the same world. We have to make peace with that.
Or that experimentation is not the way to go.
And how are you to gain any information?
Talk.
Some things can't be solved with math and science.
It seems an awful lot like this thing is not keen on talking.
He never
Well,
gave
no.
it a chance.
Yeah, no one's tried to talk to it yet. By the way, did your agency find out anything yet from Miss Myrtle?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Agent Fro here.
Hello there, Agent Fro. Have you completed your mission?
Mission has been completed. Information will be sent to you. Well, actually, it'd be a lot faster just to do it here. The person in question you wish to be investigated is a member of the New Flame Church. She saw the whole building on fire, including the pastor and the staff, which prompted her to scream and run out. If you wish, I can follow up with anyone else that was affected. I just need their information.
Agent Fro, can I get a confirmation on a personal suspicion that I have?
If it is within my knowledge.
Was Miss McNamara possibly a member of the congregation of the previous church at this location?
I'm still here. I will double check.
Please do.
The line
Inform me as
cuts.
soon as possible.
Yeah, the line cuts.
And from the bureau, did they get back on who owned it or no?
Which?
Who ran the church before this? Like,
Yeah, Angela did some digging. It seems like this church was one of the standard fair religions. I'm not going to name one.
Okay. So I guess the pertinent information would be around the it burning. Is it an accident or some?
Investigations show that it was chalked up to an electrical fire. Started within the church. An appliance went haywire. Though oddly enough, the land is claimed under a pastor, Gideon.
Why is that odd?
The land itself is claimed under Gideon, but the old church was not headed by him.
Oh, he owned the land for a very long time.
Or his family, at the very least.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay. Should probably ask Gideon a few more questions. So.
All right. Get back to it
Thank
then.
you.
I think
Any
Devin's
news?
just staring at Agent Phillips and leans forward. Do you have an agent called 2 and?
No.
Missed opportunity.
I think that you're thinking of the wrong kind of Fro.
What came to my mind was Froyo.
I could have been thinking of yogurt.
Tasty, but incorrect assumption.
Never tried it.
Nah.
Okay. Do we have anything else we'd like to do here, or should we go back to the scene? To possibly meet our, worst fears again.
I was thinking, Devin, Eunice, the two of you could pair your knowledge with mine, and we could do our best to identify the entity.
Sure. Can we go by I need to go stop by a river real quick, but yeah, we can talk and shop there.
I can communicate with the archives, try and figure out if they have any history of something similar to this.
All right. Jacqueline, are you familiar with any nearby rivers?
Am I familiar with any nearby rivers? You're muted,
There is
RJ.
Sure, there is one not even a few blocks away.
Yeah, there's one right down the street.
Awesome. Come on, Mr. Phillips. He just kind of gets up, takes care of her plate, and heads out.
Don't worry, just drop it in the sink. I'll get in later.
Oh, I can wash it. It's really no issue.
Up. You're on the job. You're on the job. Go do your job.
Thank you, Mr. Big Daddy.
Mr. Big Daddy's my father.
Phillips
Devin.
will rinse his plate and drop it in the sink.
Devin walks down towards the river and looks for a bank she can kind of climb down without falling in.
All right. As you all we are parting waves here, or are we still in a group?
I assume we're together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to go over to a quick vignette as in cinematic terms, a crane shot pans down over the church and zooms into the doorway past the cordoned off area. We see Pastor Gideon standing at the altar, and he's cleaning at the moment. He pauses and looks over his shoulder as if he hears something.
Oh no.
He screams. Jacqueline, you get a text.
Yeah.
15 minutes later. It reads, "Hey, this is serious. Y'all should get down here."
Y'all, we gotta go.
From Victor.
Hey, just one more minute. This is important. I promise. Turns over a stone, grounds, and kind of walks a few feet out. Kind of steps into the water, flishes over another stone. Found some. Starts digging and putting it into a cloth bag and wrings out the water a bit, then sticks it into her bag. Okay. Clay made from the rivers around here will be good. Combines all the natural elements. Yeah, it's okay. It's black clay, so even better. Full nutrition, life. Yes, all right.
While Devin was slopping around in the river, I think Phillips was just comparing notes with Eunice. Literally just going through every single possible thing that it could be, and trying to get Eunice's take on it.
Could I try and because I think like we did something similar before, like try and like maybe communicate with like the archives at the bureau and see like, hey, what's a monster that's it's all about fear, you know?
Yeah.
What role would you like?
Could be another investigation. We're doing a lot of that recently.
It is an investigative game.
I imagine that the agency has a very phasmophobia sort of
Basically, you
process
see the
of
signs and then it tick boxes down to whatever the choice
it's a process of elimination thing.
I guess like we're not getting much improvements if we don't fail. We got an 11.
All right, that is hold 2.
No, it's I'm using magic, so I get.
Oh, you're using magic. Hold 1. Okay.
Hold on, gosh. And it's yeah. Yep. Yeah, it has I guess yeah, so I guess the question is what sort of creature is it?
Let's see. Okay. Going back and forth between the agency database and the archives within the Bureau, you're able to tick off things like, hey, this is an old church, this monster uses fear, it typically uses fear as a tactic. You come to the realization that this creature might be a church grim.
Classic church grim.
Classic what?
We all know what that is. I don't need to explain.
For the benefit of the audience, a church grim
Yes.
is formed when during a ritualistic process in which an animal is interred within an altar for the protection of a holy site. This animal then manifests itself as the guardian of said place.
I've come across a church grim before, but it was at a graveyard. Legend says that the first dog that is buried in or rather, if you start a graveyard, you should bury a dog there first, and it will protect the area. Is that right, Devin?
Yeah, black dogs are very sacred to ritual and burial sites. They can be good or bad depending on their cultural significance. Mostly good. They're only bad to those grave robbers. But a church grim that is using fear, something either went wrong or it's been purposely made this way.
I wonder if my family cemetery has one. I think the first thing buried there was a bunny rabbit.
I'm assuming the
that's
thing that went
adorable.
wrong was a fire.
Could be.
The thing we can my mind jumps to maybe that was protecting the old church, and now it's like seeing the new church as like invading. But why now? It's been running for 5 years. Something spurred it.
So the new church has been there for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Could be
and
that.
this just happened last week.
I mean, maybe it took a while to wake up.
Phillips, what
Yes.
was the question that you gave Fro?
It was McNamara a member of the previous congregation from before the fire?
You get back a yes.
Okay. Can we, as a follow-up to that, is it possible that McNamara, just understanding the way that our agency works, is it possible that McNamara also asked a few follow-up questions? That being, maybe we should roll for this.
Sure.
Because the questions that I'm about to ask sound very familiar, and I'm all like, oh, these are all questions on investigative mystery.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll for this. I got an 8.
That's a hold one.
A hold one. Okay. Let's see if I can remember exactly what I was going to ask here. I'm gonna ask a more flexible question here. Was the previous church haunted as well? Like, was there weird stuff happening in the previous church? And is it possible that the fire was a result of the Grim?
It takes a minute to get back to you, but Fro responds with a no, nothing unusual happened at the old church. Apparently it was a lot more modest than this new structure.
Let's head to, like, I'm assuming this is happening like on the phone, like on the communication while we're heading towards the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder. You said it was a church grim, yeah? And they are traditionally a protective, well, in most tradition, a protective thing. They're supposed to protect something, and if the fire was a failure on their part, or if they're seeing the congregation as something they need to protect against something else, what if the pastor started that fire by accident or on purpose?
Well, wouldn't it be the old pastor who started it?
No.
That's the thing.
It might be this pastor because, like, adding to what you said,
Mm-hmm.
the employees were unaffected. So
I think
it's
we need to
protecting.
find out exactly how this fire occurred.
Yeah, I agree. It's protecting the employees and continue.
I think it's protecting the congregation from the employees.
And we also need to know what's under that altar.
It's scaring the congregation away from the
so that they
employees?
won't be caught in another fire or get hurt by this malicious employee of this, whatever this church is.
I would not be surprised if Pastor Gideon, that's his name, is the person who started the fire last time.
What's Pastor Gideon's last name?
Gideon. He's
Fire
Gideon.
starter.
Gideon.
Don't ask me these questions that I'm not prepared for. Gideon.
He looks very
Gideon,
familiar.
Gideon.
I feel like I've seen him at a function somewhere with one of my friends.
Don't ask me these things that I'm not ready for. Gideon Foster.
Foster? You know what? 1 minute. She's gonna type in a few things on like the dashboard of the car panel to use the car phone. I'm essentially gonna be using my net friends. I'm gonna contact someone out of my little black book because I think.
Are you using a hold from your Connect the Dots?
No, this is a separate thing. This is a separate thing I roll for. So it's a roll plus charm. Okay, 11.
Nice.
On a 10 plus, the person that I contact is available and helpful. They can fix something, break a code, hack a computer, or get you some special information. I am gonna call one of my past boyfriends because I feel like he may have lived in the area of this church and might have some information. Not necessarily being a former congregation member, but might have some information on what happened that night.
Sure, give me a name.
Alexander.
Alex.
Look, see, it ain't that hard. Last name is not Hamilton, though.
Burr.
That works.
Oh.
My name is Alexander Burr.
Oh.
People call him Alexander for short.
That's his screen name.
Ring, ring, ring.
You get a dial tone followed by a click. Hey, this is Alex.
Hey, Alex, it's Jackie.
Hey.
Look, you know that? Don't you live by that church that burnt down, that got turned into another church?
Oh yeah, the New Flame, whatever.
Yeah, what happened to the old one exactly? Did anyone find out what happened when the fire started? Where it started? Who started it, maybe?
Well, you say it was an electric fire. Something about a plug going off.
Electrical fire. Did it start in?
Yeah, that's what we.
Did it start in the sanctuary, or did it start somewhere else in the building? Do you remember?
You hear a wheelie chair roll and then a few clacks. It looks like it happened in the sanctuary, yeah.
All right. Are you looking at a news article?
Yeah, 5 years ago. Why?
Oh, can you email that to me?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. Thank you, honey bun. By the way, are we on for next Thursday?
Of course, unless you've got other plans.
No, not yet. I'll see you then. Pick me up at 8. Bye.
Goodbye.
Click. All right. So the good news is my date for next Thursday is still on. Also,
Very happy for you.
she's gonna pull up the her email and just like keep refreshing until she gets it. Also, the fire started in the sanctuary. It was thought to be electrical.
Yeah.
Refresh.
Okay.
Investigations say that it started in the sanctuary. One of the tapestries caught fire, which then spread to the rest of the church.
We should check on Gideon. We should check on that specific plug or whatever that exploded. And we should keep an eye on the altar again.
But don't touch it.
Yes, don't touch. I if we want to communicate with this church brim, I can prevent another explosion, but I can offer it in opposition to fire and spark. I can offer it earth and water as a calming and a peace offering in the balance of things, just so we can have a communication with it in case it, is actually trying to do its job.
Why don't we stop at Home Depot? We'll get it a bag of dirt, and then we'll get it a nice fountain, and we can put it next to the altar. One of those nice indoor ones.
That's
What? No, I have.
Or
Okay.
if it's a dog, would it prefer one of those dog bowls that just kind of circulates the water instead?
That's very good for dogs, actually. But no, it's a spirit. It doesn't need those things anymore.
Jackie, you get
Yeah.
a text message with a "Where are you?" from Victor, and followed up there is a photo of an ambulance.
We're
Driving.
we were driving as
As soon as that
I
comes
think-
in,
I
I
think-
imagine we pull up.
exactly. I was gonna say that.
Devin will take a picture and say, "Where you at?" It shows them with the church in the background.
You can see there is
Very
a
insensitive.
there's a figure of Victor there, like just looking at his phone. There's a cigarette in his mouth. He looks up. He looks shaken, which is very rare.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting out and getting into the scene.
Victor, honey, what's
Phillips
wrong?
flips on his sunglasses and walks over to Victor with his briefcase.
What
When you-
the fuck are we dealing with here?
Agreeing.
Sid Phillips has a briefcase. Oh, yes, a Grim.
We're suspecting a church grim.
Right. Well, he looks over to the ambulance. Pastor Gideon's gonna be indisposed for a while.
Whoa!
What happened?
I heard a scream, and it looked like he was taking a paint chipper to his skin.
Oh.
So yeah, there's that.
Well, did you let him go near the altar?
He said he wanted to clean it.
We specifically said that the altar is like.
See, this is why you need to listen to us more, honestly. We're not always wrong. Sometimes we are right.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. This time.
1 in 10.
90% of the time, we're
not
right
trying to
every
say
time.
This is your fault. We're not trying to say this is your fault. Let's try and focus on what we can do. Church Gideon's gonna be unavailable. I said church. Pastor Gideon is gonna be unavailable. Like the yellow tape, like double it around the altar itself. Nobody touches it at all. Nobody. It would be better if nobody looks at it. Honestly. We should check. We should go inside. Let's go inside and check the sanctuary.
Also, I'm sorry, Phillips. The tertiary question that you wanted Myrtle to answer. What was it
Did I
again?
not? It was specifically about whether or not the Grim was responsible for the fire. Like,
Yeah, I
if
think
the
we already
Grim was
answered.
possibly like a problem for the previous congregation.
Oh,
and
no,
that's
it was
why
not.
that like it was. I was trying to figure out like what the downfall of the previous
Mhm.
congregation was and whether or not the Grim was responsible.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially.
Devin kind of just pats Victor gently. It's okay. And goes
Yeah.
inside the church and heads towards the altar. She doesn't go toward, like, she'll stop at the bottom of the platform or wherever it sits and kind of set down her stuff, and she'll start making a ritual offering of water and earth, drawing with the clay a circle.
Can I help? Like the move to help.
Sure. You can use a help move, and Devin, give me a magic roll.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Before entering the building, Phillips is gonna touch his ear and say, "Yes, one confirmed civilian casualty."
I don't think he's dead.
Well, a casualty isn't necessarily a death; it's like
Okay.
an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this magic, so
so-
weird.
I feel it's helping.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's a
It's up to you what that means.
That is not a help at all. It's fine. Just roll normally, Devin.
Okay.
Agent Phillips, you get back a. If this creature aggresses any further, you have clearance to eliminate it.
All right,
It's not really an under pressure thing, so it's just
no need for backup at this time, but stand by.
9. I believe that is. I get to choose an effect. It works, but something goes hinky. Let's see. On a 7-9, it works imperfectly. Choose your effect and a glitch. The keeper will decide what effect the glitch has.
Mhm. Let's see.
Communicate.
Probably a problematic side effect, like the water just spills over, making the circle a bit muddier than she intended.
Okay. But what's going to be your effect that you choose to...
Okay. It's
Magic.
magic. Probably, I guess. Observe another place or time by accident, I think. She was reaching towards the earth, towards the memory of the earth, to keep it like a sacred place, to deter the fire, like to push out the memory of the harm that fire did. But she's pulling herself a bit too far into that memory and observes that moment of tragedy.
Okay. And then you chose a problematic side effect, correct?
Yes.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Yes.
It's always fun.
Devin,
Magic.
you are taken back in time. You actually look around you as you watch the church begin to deconstruct itself in that sort of stop motion way to show that time has passed. The roof becomes more brittle and burnt. The walls become charred with this blackened with flame before it slowly gets restored back to its more modest days. It's at night. There is a shadowed figure walking through the church, clearly humanoid, and they basically look over their shoulder to make sure no one's following them before they start pouring a bit of gasoline on the floor. As they do so, they retreat quickly back to the foyer, strike a match and throw it in, and as you see the flames burst upwards, you can see the face of a younger Gideon. And as these flames slowly begin to consume the church around the effigy that's at the altar, you can see that same shadowed form basically wrapped around it, glaring outwards at this man who's committing arson. Something else I'll give you. The flames lick upwards and dispel bits of the shadow, and you can see not a dog's head on this creature, but what looks like a ram with spiraling horns. A bone head, and the mouth just opens in a growl.
That occurs, Devin's watching, taking it all in. Lines of black kind of form up her left hand as magic kind of courses through her, and when she pulls herself back into the moment, she kind of shakes her head, looks to the altar.
The problematic side effect.
Mm-hmm.
You look down at your hand that used to be unmarred, but it looks like there are burn marks around it that have aged significantly.
Kind of rub at it and see they're real, and just kind of shake her head, then finish the offering of peace and solidarity to the Grim.
And mechanically, I'm going to have a hold on you to compel a -1 to any roll you make.
Good. He'll stand and kind of rub her shoulder and look to the others. Yeah, so the Grim's doing its job, and yeah, Gideon started a fire.
Okay. Confirms a few suspicions.
Oh, and the Grim's a ram, which is nice. Rams are nice.
Well, this one doesn't seem very nice.
Well, you wouldn't be nice either if somebody set your home on fire.
Well, what do we do? How do we deal with it?
Don't let Gideon back in here. Ever. Arrest his ass for arson.
Well, I mean,
Technic-
is there any way that we can actually prove it?
There will be
Fortunately,
probably
visions
a...
aren't considered actual evidence for a normal police force.
Sure. He started the fire with gasoline. There should be receipts.
All
Or at
right.
least a bank account. Follow the money.
Let's see.
Phillips
Use
touches his
cash.
ear.
I mean, you could probably... Well, it's going to be 5 years old, but that's a place to start digging. But
Paperwork. Phillips touches his ear.
you could also ask the congregation to oust Gideon by vote, or the diocese of this place.
Phillips,
Yes.
what do you need?
Seems to be that the pastor of this church was the cause of an arson, which, as a result, has angered a Grim that is housed here. The Bureau wants to move forward with appeasing the Grim and making sure that the arsonist faces justice.
What did you roll on your thing? They're willing to help you out.
I mean, I can roll again. It's a move. It's not a like for the entire game thing.
All right, deal with the agency.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh no.
This is the one. The real important one. Boop, bop, beep. I got an 8. Mixed success on a mixed success. Things aren't so great. Oh, wait, hold on.
You might get chewed out by your superiors and there'll be fallout, but you get what you need for the job. This is going to be a hassle on our end, Agent Phillips. If you just followed directive and eliminate the Grim, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But if you are stalwart in your demands, we shall see what we can do.
Unfortunately, the Bureau is calling the shots here. Bowling on Thursday?
You hear a click.
So is there bowling or is there not?
Going bowling?
The agency will do all of the legwork to make sure that this arsonist faces justice for what he's done. I don't know if that's going to be enough for your Grim, but there is that.
A step.
Well, should we at
It
least try
depends
and
on the... Yeah.
should we at least try and make friends with it and see what's under that altar?
Yeah, I think we should we're trying to figure out right now if there is a way to calm it down, or are we gonna have to, you know...
I told y'all it's a church Grim,
Mhm.
and you have the agency working with you. Let me double check something, because I know you can do one thing. It's
I
already
did
great.
make an offering of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
I did try really hard to get my agency called ABC. I couldn't come up with anything. The Anomaly Bureau of Control? Like,
Cryptos.
Yeah.
doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Cryptids.
Cryptid.
I like what you ended up with. Ah.
Ah. Call it the A
Oh, it's more of a ah sound. It comes from the throat. No. Yeah, you know that if, let's see, an offering of some kind before passing the threshold is traditional. If steps and manners are followed, the church Grim will never reveal itself. So mind your manners.
Okay.
Honestly, most of these old world spooks, just like people being nice and polite. It's really very easy.
Yeah, it's like
Just
you
be
come
nice.
into my home and burn my house down.
Don't be a dick, man.
All right. What kind of offering do we think we need to give it?
If it's old world stuff, usually like a sacrifice or like, hey, just be nice.
You need to sacrifice another ram or something?
I'm just gonna say no, it's fine.
No?
What if we bring in a nice
trim-
house plant?
I would like that. The little food offerings probably would really like that too. Takes out
Maybe-
the sugar
what
cube
if-
that she stole from
Yeah.
Gideon earlier and sets it down next to the altar.
What if it's an appropriate celebration?
What are you
A
thinking?
cele-
Like what kind of event would usually come here that would bring that's calm and respectful to this kind of creature?
I mean, a joyous one. Probably like a
Mhm.
baptism or a wedding. Definitely not a funeral. Although I think it would be
Yeah.
overjoyed over Pastor Gideon's funeral.
We could have a May Day celebration. Those are both joyous, part of renewal, part of the step forward in life. It's
Mhm.
really a good continuation of the natural cycle.
Oh, do we get to put up
As-
one of those maypoles? I've always
that's
wanted to do that.
Exactly why I wanted it.
As you're discussing what kind of ritual y'all want to do, Agent Phillips, you're standing there. You look at the sugar cube. You look at everyone talking. You look back at the altar, and the sugar cube is gone.
Oh.
Just for gun. Then slowly relaxes.
What's wrong?
Oh.
Nothing. Just saw some movement.
You
Your
dance,
offering's gonna
Agent
If you saw
Phillips?
some movement, that
Oh.
seems important for us to know.
The offering has been accepted.
Oh.
Just sort
Well-
of nods towards the sugar cube.
Well, should we try and push the
I
altar
think-
and see what's underneath it?
We could
Yeah, there's
ask
more.
first.
Yeah, I think there's more sugar in Pastor Gideon's place. You can go get some.
We'll raid the sugar cabinet.
Yeah,
Ah.
I'll go raid the sugar cabinet.
Pantry? Sorry, Jackie. What's up?
Jackie's gonna take out her phone and put on some calming, like, Zen music.
Ave Maria starts playing.
It's her yoga playlist.
I love it.
Great.
What? We're supposed to be trying to calm it, right?
Yeah. We should also make an offering to whatever deity decide to settle into this place too. I mean, worship brings all sorts of deities, major, minor, obsoletes. They're coexisting essentially. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just acknowledgement of, yes, we know you're here. That's it.
Oh, here, you can use this. And she'll take off her necklace and throw it on the altar. It's from Tiffany's last season. I don't need it anymore.
It's
Would
just gonna
this
put
be
some
some kind of?
rain down.
I mean, it's sparkly. Who doesn't like something sparkly?
You're gonna give it a big head.
I mean, it's a god. I think it already has a big head.
Fair.
Godhead.
That's a band, isn't it?
I have
Anyway.
no idea.
Having
It's a
read
term I've
the
heard before.
pamphlet, does Agent Phillips know what an appropriate offering would be?
Usually they ask for donations.
Hey,
That'll do.
are we like if you want to do like something mechanically, could we be trying to do some kind of big magic here?
If you wish, offering was accepted. Fuck around to find out.
I don't think
So-
we need to disturb it any further.
Yeah. So what do we want to do? We want to just completely calm it down, make it docile, or
Mhm.
do we want to bring it out?
No, I think we wanted to calm it down, and then we want to go under the
Mhm.
altar to see what's under there.
Yeah. So my problem is like if we that's I hope that we can do that part because
Mhm.
if we can't, just calming it down is just pushing the problem to the future. Is what I think.
All right.
Until some idiot comes here and disrespects the church grim, and it's angry grim.
Well, if this is a church to the sun, we could install one of the local
I think
pagans,
Church
one
Grim
of the local...
belongs to the previous church.
Not necessarily. Church Grims can
Yeah,
take over any space that they already occupy. It doesn't really matter who owns the building. They just exist there.
I guess that's true. Makes sense. That makes sense. You're right.
Or you could eliminate the threat and never deal with it again.
We're not killing the Church Grim, Phillips.
You can't kill
If
something
it
that's
gets
already dead.
to it. What?
Yes,
Look,
you can.
We just need to get the
Yeah, I think you can.
we just need to get the
Done that
receipts
before.
on Gideon and make sure that he either goes to jail or he knows he can never set foot in here again. Honestly, it sounds like, you know, he might have had an encounter with it, so he might not want to come back.
I defer to your judgment. I'm just saying my piece.
Let's make sure Gideon never comes in here.
I mean, you can lump Phillips in with that too. I don't care at this point.
I mean, it was a slip of the tongue, but yeah, sure. Devin kind of approaches the altar, hands up, and pulls out a small bundle of roses, dried roses, and places them next to the altar, and asks permission for them to enter into the space beneath the altar before stepping back and letting the Grim decide.
You don't get a response, but it's not a no.
Okay.
Phillips looks to Devin like, you've done everything that you can.
It really is up to the Grim at this point. We are in their house. We are in their territory. Respect is something offered.
All right. Phillips shrugs and tries to push the altar.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not muted. So Phillips, as you lay your hands on the altar, you think to yourself, wow, Devin really did put out those offerings, huh? Devin put out those offerings.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yep.
And you all watch once again as these shadowed hands reach up out of the ground and wrap their way around Phillips's ankles and pull him down into the ground.
I have not told everybody you need to make your own offering.
Well, I made an offering. I gave it my necklace.
Yep, you did fine.
Are we not like it's fine that Philip just got sucked into the ground?
He'll be fine.
He'll be back.
Gideon wasn't fine.
Gideon also set its home on fire.
Well, let's go and get him back. Jacqueline's gonna start
Eunice-
pushing the altar as well. Now, if you don't like the necklace, I have a ring I can give you as well, but that's at home. So that's going to be more of an IOU situation. She starts pushing.
Push the altar just fine. Eunice, did you give an offering?